Hey there, Jay here, and I just watched the final episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi. So now I'm gonna give my overall thoughts, some spoiler thoughts of the episodes, and I'm gonna give my overall thoughts on the series as a whole. So let's get into it. Overall, while the episode has some flaws and there were some parts that didn't work that much for me, I really enjoyed this episode. So I'm gonna get into what I like about this episode. First, Riva's character. Okay, her character in this episode is a bit more of a mixed aspect for me. But for me, for the entire series, Riva's character really resonated with me. It really works. And I think this is the most complex Inquisitor we got out of all the series so far. And I really enjoyed that. Though I feel that the way that Riva got from jabbing to tattooing was a bit too quick, and it kind of threw me off a lot because that didn't really make sense. And I wish that we would got to see her travel from jabbing to tattooing, or at least we at least know the time frame between the last episode and this episode so that it will make more sense. But anyway, I really enjoyed Riva's character, and I also wish that they had a more better closure for her character. I am assuming that she will return somehow. There is already rumors, talks about a show for her, and I'm not sure what I feel about that yet. But what I know myself is I'm interested to see where Riva's character go. Now, talking about closure and all of that, I feel that this episode, as a final episode, I think it does close things up pretty well in terms of Leah arcs, Viva's arc, and Obi's arc. And I think that it all works quite well, though there I have some minor grips with the pacing of it all, and sometimes some of it can feel a bit rushed and all of that. But overall, I really enjoyed how they tie up things quite well. And props to the cast, especially Ewan McGregor, Princess Leia's young actress, and Riva actress Moses. They all did a good job by acting out the emotion, especially when the cameras, like from the previous episode, especially in episode 1, just pans on their face and we get a clear look at their emotion, and it just stays there. It lets you feel the emotion, and that's what I like about the first episode as well, and it works here as well. So props to the cast for being able to do that. Now, I'm going to talk about what everyone is probably talking about right now, which is Vader versus Obi-Wan, and it was epic. Not in the way that I expected it to, but it was epic. I feel that this is probably the most intense lightsaber sequence we got from recent years of Star Wars. And I mean, this is basically Obi-Wan's and Vader at top of their game, at their most strongest point. Maybe not for Obi-Wan, but they are quite strong at this point. And it shows, it really shows, especially for Vader. It was so intense and it works well. Though I wish that the ending of the conflict between Obi and Vader was tied more better, cause it kind of caused some canon issue in my opinion, but not that big of an issue actually. But anyway, overall the sequence between the two was enjoyable. It was great actually. About some canon issues, I feel that this episode does raise some, maybe it's just a little and a small bits of canon issue, but it does raise those issues like the relationship between Obi-Wan and Owen, and with Luke and all of that, and Obi-Wan and Leia, it kind of caused a bit of canon issues in terms of their relationship and all of that. Well, it's not that big, it's still there, and well, I mean, they already made the series, so it's not too big of a problem. I just want to put it up. That's what I felt while I watched the episode, but it wasn't too big to affect my thoughts on the episode badly. Another thing that I really enjoy about this episode is how they close out the story slowly. They didn't rush it. And I feel that a lot of Disney Plus series these days rush the ending a bit too much. Like Moon Knight, like WandaVision. I feel that while those series were great in their ways, the ending for them were a bit rushed. And for Obi-Wan, I felt that they took their time to close out each aspect of the series. Well, mostly focused around Obi-Wan, of course. But yeah, I really like that they did that. Overall, I really enjoyed this episode and I think it's a pretty good end for the series as a whole. So now I think about the series Obi-Wan Kenobi. While this series has its writing flaws, has its low moments, the high moments definitely hit. And it was an interesting take into the characters, into the world of Star Wars. I think that this series, while it could have been better, is pretty good for what it is. And I like it. I was really excited for this series, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And while this series, I will admit, has disappointed me in some aspect, it also delivers in a lot of other aspects as well, and some which I didn't expect at all. So overall, I really enjoyed this series, and while it could have been better, for what it is, for what it worked as, it's good enough. So what do you think about the series, the episode? Feel free to let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below.